Welcome to Music She Missed, the podcast where I try to get my best friend caught up in some of the most popular songs and artists that impact our lives. I'm Allison.
Hi, I'm Rachel, and I missed all the music.
So, Rachel, this is the last episode of Season 2.
Season 2. I really have enjoyed Season 2.
Time flies.
Yeah, it does. It's been a lot of fun. Season 1 was great, but Season 2 has been great for many other reasons, so yeah.
Well, I'm really glad. And to start us off for this last artist, normally, we ask each other kind of moderately personal questions.
Yeah, just to get to know each other.
And that are tangentially related to the music.
Yes.
This time. But for this week, to introduce this artist, I'm just going to tell you some facts about him. And then we'll see if you can guess who it is.
He is. All right, I like this game. Let's do it.
Okay, so first of all, he's one of the top 10 best-selling artists of all time.
Okay.
And in the top 5, solo artists of all time.
So we've done the Beatles. They're pretty top there, but that's
well, the Beatles were a major influence for him.
And so it's one person.
And he toured with the Beach Boys in an early band that he was in. And I picked this artist to close out the season because we had talked about those two earlier.
I don't think I can guess at this point. Give me another hint.
Well, I think that's all the hints I want to give you.
Oh, well, then I'm screwed here. I just have no idea.
Do you just want to find out who it is?
Yes, let's do it.
Let's do a drum roll. That was a weird sound.
That did sound awful.
All right, well, I'll just tell you who it is anyway.
Yes, please do.
It's Billy Joel.
Do I know any of his songs?
I don't know. That's what we're going to find out. So
I'm really excited because I feel like I should know his songs.
Well, have you heard of his name?
I have heard of his name.
Okay.
He is an older gentleman?
At this point, yeah.
Oh, okay. So he sang when he was younger.
Yeah.
Okay. Is he still alive?
He is.
Okay. Well, a lot of people have passed away in season 2, and so I'm just really holding on to the live ones.
Okay, I'm going to give you some of his most popular titles.
Okay.
And maybe those will give you a clue.
Okay.
Okay. Only the Good Die Young.
Someone has said that to me as a saying, but I can't recognize the song.
Okay, that's fine. Uptown Girl.
I like that song.
Oh, you've heard that song.
I didn't know that was Billy Joel, though, until 10 seconds ago.
Okay, I'll give you a couple more here. The Longest Time.
Oh, I feel like I should. That's a slower song, right?
No.
Oh.
I don't think
Then maybe
so.
I don't know.
Okay.
Big surprise there.
So pass.
Pass.
All right. Just the Way You Are.
I don't know why, but sounds like My Girl? No.
No. Stop comparing everything
to My Girl. I don't know why. Pass.
Okay. It's Still Rock and Roll to Me.
Pass.
Piano Man.
No.
That's a pass.
So, yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Wait, no. I text messaged you 2 summers ago. Do I know something about this song? I feel like I did because I was sitting by the pool and that's how I'm remembering it.
I do not remember that, but that's okay.
Well, you weren't there. I was by the pool. You weren't.
Yeah, remember that time you sent me a text while you were by the pool?
Well, I have a pool in my backyard. What am I supposed to say?
So, based on the song list I gave you and the facts I gave you about Billy Joel,
I think I'm going to like this week.
Where would you rate your current knowledge of him on a scale of 1 to 10? 1 being you didn't know he was a famous person, and 10 being he's your favorite.
I would say a 3.
Okay.
Is that too high? Yeah.
Well, it's your personal, if you feel like if somebody was talking about Billy Joel and you knew a couple of his songs and you knew who they were talking about, then a 3 would probably be appropriate.
Okay, then it's 2.
2 it is.
2 it is.
Okay, Rachel. Well, I have made for you on Spotify a playlist of about an hour's worth of Billy Joel's most beloved hits.
I'm so excited.
To acquaint you more with him. Like I said at the top of the show, he is a huge selling mega songwriter, soft rock pop star.
So I'm going to like this.
I think you are.
Because I'm finding out that I think I like rock, maybe not as much rock and roll, but just rock.
You just don't like screaming.
No, I do not like screaming. I do not like screaming like that Ozzy guy. Oh gosh.
Well, Billy Joel and Ozzy are...
Are they friends?
I have no idea if they're friends, but they're not similar.
Oh, okay, good. Well, then
You're going to be just fine. So our audience can listen to the playlist by checking out Spotify /user /music she missed.
Yes, please listen with me.
And Rachel, I'll see you in a week, and audience will be back with you in just a moment.
Just a moment. See you then.
Welcome back. Rachel, you spent the last week listening to Billy Joel.
I had a lot of fun.
What's new? You always have a lot of fun. 9 times out of 10. Come on, really?
Well, it wasn't that bad this season, but first season it was just like it was new, it was fresh. But this one, I like this one too, so.
Okay. So, how did your week with Billy Joel, the Piano Man? How'd it go?
Okay. So, Billy and I did a lot of things this week.
Okay.
We cleaned the house.
Mm-hmm.
We hung out with my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
We even drove in the car.
Hey, in the car. That's a big deal for you.
I shared a song with other people I knew.
What do you mean?
Like,
you were like, check out this song. And people are like, yeah, it's
Billy Joel. But, so one of the songs that I was listening to, and I was honestly shocked that my husband even didn't know it was Billy Joel. He's like, I've heard that song forever.
Which one?
It was the We Didn't Start the Fire, which I was kind of shocked. He's
didn't know that was Billy Joel?
And then he kept listening to it. He's like, oh, wait a second, I knew this.
Oh.
And so at first, I thought I had some camaraderie, but then it didn't last. So anyways, I had a lot of fun though.
That's good. So what questions do you have for me about this artist?
So I really like his piano stuff because that's where he started off from. Is that right?
Yeah. Actually, his father was a classical pianist.
Oh, I totally can see that.
Mm-hmm. But it was his mom that pushed him to play piano. So both of his parents had this influence in him pursuing the instrument.
Okay.
And he started playing when he was 4.
4?
Yeah.
Wow, that's young.
Yeah.
But that's... Also, if you're in that environment, that's kind of normal, too, all at the same time.
Right, like a very musical environment.
Yes.
So by the time he was 16, he was already playing in bands and gigs and all of that. So he had even considered kind of pursuing a more classical...
I could see that in listening to his stuff.
But he didn't feel as strong, like, that he would be able to be a great classical pianist. So...
And his dad was a great... classical pianist?
He was accomplished.
Okay.
Also, totally random, having nothing to do with piano. He also was an amateur boxer.
Boxer? Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But when he was a kid, he saw the Beatles perform on Ed Sullivan and was inspired by that to pursue more like the songwriting,
piano creative, and kind of breaking out of just the normal stuff that his parents presented it in front of him. Right. Okay, cool.
Pursuing
That's really
pop.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. So, so one of the things that I really did fall in love this past week was just I could tell that he had that classical piano playing that he would do in some of his songs, but then he would also break into the chord technique and just kind of coming in as he was playing and singing a lot at the same time. Is that something that maybe his dad taught him, or is that just something naturally he came into?
That I can't speak to. And you actually, having taken piano as a kid, probably know more about the chord progressions and the different styles of piano than I do.
Especially when you mentioned his dad was an accomplished kind of classical piano. He probably stuck with the classical, and then this was him breaking out after the influence of hearing the Beatles and things like that.
Well, not just the Beatles. I mean, other artists that he drew on for influence.
Like who?
Well, a lot of more like early rock and roll and like rhythm and blues artists. So the Drifters, the Four Seasons, very melodious.
Don't know who those are.
I know you don't know who anyone is. Um, but very like pop melodies, harmonies, and a very rock and roll type structure.
Yeah.
Right, in his songwriting.
I could see that. Well, hear it.
Yeah.
Not see it.
Yeah.
But
I feel like his songwriting is very straightforward. So, which goes to, I think, more of the rock and roll than the classical in terms of foundation.
So that was one thing that I really enjoyed this week, is that I wanted to see if his music is out there on sheet music to buy.
Did you find out?
Well, no, I didn't look into it because I figured maybe you'd tell me if there is sheet music.
I'm sure you can do a Google search for where to buy. I mean, you can buy sheet music for anything.
Huh, okay.
So I'm sure there's like a best of Billy Joel piano sheet
I'll
music
have to
thing.
look into it.
You should. You definitely
I wouldn't
should.
mind playing Billy Joel. I probably wouldn't be as good as him though. Oh no.
I'm sure you would do just fine.
So tell me more about Billy Joel.
Well, the height of his popularity was in the 70s and the 80s.
Okay, so when did he start?
Early 70s, like 1972 was like his first album, I believe.
So he started playing piano at 4, started working with bands at 16, but really didn't get stuff with a recording studio until the 70s.
So he would have been a very young man when his first album was released, because he was born in 1949.
Okay.
So as a 20-year-old, 1969, his first album, 1971 or 1972. So
wow,
he was young.
Yeah. Did Billy Joel record with the same recording label the whole time with his piano singing career?
Pretty much. So I would like to clarify, his first album actually came out in late 71.
Okay.
Under a label called Family Productions, but it was a flop.
Oh, really?
Right? Yeah.
Who does, like, that's sad.
Well, but the next album that came out in 73 was The Piano Man, which was obviously not a flop.
Yeah.
And that was with Columbia Records. And it seems like he was with Columbia for all of the albums that he's released. So the last pop album that he released was River of Dreams, and that was in 1993. So he actually hasn't been releasing pop music for the past 20.
Yeah, but now he's an
Some
older
odd years.
guy, so he's kind of somewhat in retirement and just wanting to sing on stage his old songs.
Well, he is doing that, but in 2001, he did come out with an album called Fantasies and Delusions. And that is the album that has the waltzes and like the classical pieces. So there he's going back to his roots
Yeah.
in classical music, but
And
he hasn't
that's
released
the
a pop
waltz
album.
number 1 that you put on the Spotify
Yeah.
list.
The one about the
that
carousel.
Oh my goodness, I like that one.
I'm glad
Like-
that you did.
I put that on repeat at least 2 or 3 times.
It's a nice little tune. During that time, from 1993 until that album, Fantasies and Delusions, came out, he kind of became disenchanted with or not really interested in popular music. And so he started re-exposing himself to the classical music that he grew up with as a child. And I have a quote here from an interview in the Wall Street Journal where he said that he let the symphonies just pound over him. And he said, "Last time I felt like this was the first time I listened to Led Zeppelin. I felt puny, I'm nothing, I'm insignificant." But then, of course, the article goes on to say, but not so insignificant that he couldn't try to write his own pieces, right? But I kind of liked that, comparing the greats, the classical greats.
So my question is, so he wrote all of his music?
Oh, yeah, he's a songwriter. He's in the Songwriters Hall of Fame.
Wow. So all that music he wrote, even
Yes.
like
The waltzes and everything, yes.
yeah, that, and then We Didn't Start the Fire.
Yeah, he wrote that too.
So is he a history lover?
Well, that song actually has an interesting story. That's one of my favorite songs.
Me
by
too.
Billy
I
Joel.
love that song.
Well, since we were both history majors,
True.
that makes a lot of sense.
Wait, I thought your degree was something else.
Well, I started out as a history major and then I switched into the social sciences, but history was part of my degree.
Yes.
So apparently that song,
Well, mine was history and political science.
right.
Moving on.
So that song basically covers 100 or so historical events.
Yes.
From the year of his birth, 1949, until the song is released, 1989. But he got the idea for the song, according to a story I found online, and he was talking with a friend of Sean Lennon, who is John Lennon's son with Yoko Ono.
Huh.
And the guy said, "Oh, it's a terrible time to be 21." And Joel said that, "Yeah, I remember when I was 21 and there was Vietnam and there were all these different problems." And he was like, yeah, but in the 50s, everything was great,
Yeah.
And he was saying, "No, wait a second. You don't know about the Korean War. You don't know about..." And so he was kind of saying, look, this has always been happening, right? When you look back at history, there's not a time when there wasn't
one thing.
Crap.
Yeah.
And so he basically just took all those headlines and
made them
strung them together into a popular song.
Well, I think that was the one song that could hear a lot of his classical and the chord technique come in. And I really like that. Yeah, listen to it again. Oh, I know something. Well, maybe not.
I don't know. To me, that song is very simplistic.
It is. But you can hear some of the little riffs.
But this is how I don't understand how now this is one of the songs that you had heard before, right?
I had, but I didn't know it was Billy Joel.
Okay. Because that song is so ubiquitous, and people parody it all the time, because you were saying, "How have I never heard this?" I'm like, I don't know. The Simpsons did a riff on "We Didn't Start the Fire." Parks and Rec did a riff on "We Didn't Start the Fire."
I haven't seen each of those shows.
Oh, next time on Music She Missed, shows Rachel missed. Two of the most popular comedies in the last 30
A friend
years.
of mine is recently getting me into Parks and Rec, but I keep watching it and the dysfunctional characters. I'm just like shaking my head the whole time. I'm like, I would not be able to function if I worked in that office. I would not be able to function at all.
You'll grow to love them.
I think I'm into maybe second season.
It gets better.
Okay, good. But I do like it. It's not like it's bad.
So what other questions did you have, or songs that you liked or didn't like?
I loved Uptown Girl. Like, I've heard the song before because I think it's in a bunch of movies, and just like those kind of chick flick kind of movies too.
Also in The Simpsons.
Oh, okay, well. I really like that song, but I really didn't know that it was Billy Joel. So the Uptown Girl, is he talking about a love interest in his life? Is he talking about maybe someone else or his daughter? Or I don't know if he is.
Yeah. So according to an interview with Howard Stern, famous radio host, the song was originally written about Christy Brinkley, who later became his wife, Whitney Houston, and his girlfriend at the time, Elle Macpherson. And
so it's all about all three of the ladies.
Yeah, because it was originally called Uptown Girls.
Oh, okay.
But I think that's where he
just meshed like the influences of all three of the girls into that one girl.
I guess so.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think every song you can say this is about a specific person. But that particular song, I did find that story online. It seems plausible.
The New York State of Mind. Does he live in New York? I
think he does. I think that he is a New York born and bred kind of guy.
Oh, yeah.
Let me check.
He seems like I don't know, just the scenes from the Italian restaurant song, the New York State of Mind.
Yes.
Like, when I think of, sometimes piano bars, I sometimes think of New York. And so
that makes sense.
Yeah, he has that New York feel, not only in the New York State of Mind song, so.
Yeah, he was born in the Bronx, so.
Oh, yeah. So, one of the things that I was really puzzled with myself as I was listening to Billy Joel this week, not only was I going through song by song by song, saying, oh my goodness, I didn't know that was Billy Joel, or that one, or that one, or that one. But I came to the realization, how in the world have I missed Billy Joel? How have I missed,
I really don't know.
He's got to be in, commercials, or,
certainly.
You mentioned that he was in The Simpsons and things like that, but he's had to be in other stuff.
Yeah. Well, recently he's been putting a lot of his songs in commercials. Bank of America is using My Life.
Okay.
Just
FYI. I know who
FYI.
Bank of America is, but I just don't sit and watch
commercials. The Gap
commercials.
was using Just the Way You Are.
Okay.
New York State Tourism Board is using New York State of Mind. So,
again, I just don't get how I've missed it. It's just,
I mean, not to mention all the movies, right?
Yes.
So, I don't know.
Well, I'm glad that I've
mystery.
Been introduced to Billy Joel, and I not only want his music, but I actually want to get his sheet music. And kind of want to put him in collection of music in my home. So.
Well, Billy Joel, I mean, he's very popular. Mm-hmm. I personally wouldn't say it's the coolest person that we have studied so far in our show.
But I do enjoy his music.
Yeah. So just so you know, in terms of popularity, he has had 33 top 40 hits. Wow. He's had 23 Grammy nominations.
23?
Yeah.
That's a lot.
And that's a lot considering he hasn't really released anything new in 25 years.
Yeah.
So that's really saying something. So he actually was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1999. And as I mentioned earlier, the Songwriting Hall of Fame. So this is a big name. This is somebody you need to know.
I need to know. Yes.
And it seems like somebody that you liked getting to know.
Yeah, I liked getting to know. And I think, one thing is just going through stores or restaurants and hearing the songs. I just wouldn't know how to recognize, and now I can recognize Billy Joel.
Yeah, and to me it's a little bit elevator music.
Yes,
it's a little bit,
but that's the piano part.
Very unoffensive pop.
It is. It's unoffensive.
So,
but my
which is right up your alley, really.
Yeah, I don't like offensive stuff. But my favorite one was "We Didn't Start the Fire." I think that was just that one. Piano Man, Uptown Girls, The Waltz, #1.
Was there anything you didn't like? Because, gosh, when I was preparing, there were a couple songs where I was like, all right, I'm done with this one.
Okay, which ones do you not like?
Well, if this show is not about me.
Oh, no, but I'm going to make this little segment here about you.
Well, it's still rock and roll to me can kind of grate after a while. Only the Good Die Young can kind of grate on me after a while. But I think it's just because it is not the first week that I have ever heard these songs in my life.
Yeah.
And
that's me.
They just... It's not that I don't like him.
Yeah, you've just heard him so often.
Uh-huh.
Where I may have heard them, but there was like me sitting in a restaurant and me not knowing really the songs were Billy Joel, let alone really actually sitting there and listening to them. Because for me, as we went through season 1 and season 2, I kind of created this method of how I was going to listen. On day 1, 2 out of the 7 days, coming in and starting to look at the lyrics, but not getting too distracted by the lyrics, listening to the music, understanding who the artists were, trying to figure out what they were trying to speak through their music, and not only their music, but also their lyrics and things like that. Mm-hmm. So I did it like part of my homework. I did legitimate homework. So, and I liked Billy Joel because some of his stuff that he was talking about of maybe We Didn't Start the Fire just really talked about topics that I liked. I liked history.
Yeah.
I liked just where he was talking about maybe Piano Man, New York State of Mind, where he was talking just maybe social, just people watching and things like that. And I like that.
Yeah,
it's
descriptive, entertaining lyrics. I think that's fair. Well, so would you like to rate your perception of Billy Joel, your introduction of Billy Joel? 1 being throw it in the trash and 10 being it's your new favorite thing?
Well, I'm definitely not going to throw it in the trash.
Good. Okay.
But I do have, out of what I've listened to from season 1 and 2, I definitely don't want to give it like a 5 or something like that because I really did enjoy Billy Joel.
Okay, well, give it the number that you think he deserves in your heart.
I think 10.
10?
Yeah, I've really enjoyed him. He's a lot of fun. I like elevator music.
So he's going in the Hall of Fame, Rachel's Hall of Fame.
Yes.
To get a 10.
To get a 10. Well, that and then just learning a little bit more today, it just...
Is that the only 10 this season?
Yes.
Wow, so you liked Billy Joel more than you liked anything else you heard this season.
Kind of refreshing myself on some of the artists list. Yeah.
More than the Beach Boys.
Yeah, because I liked the Beach Boys and how fun they were. And I liked Stevie Wonder, too, because that was season 2, right?
No, that was last season.
That was last season, okay. But David Bowie was really good, too.
Well,
But there were a couple songs out of David Bowie that I was like, sure. Mm-hmm. Where Billy Joel, all of the songs I really enjoyed.
Well, I would definitely encourage you to check out the Fantasies and Delusions album to hear more of his classically themed pieces.
Because I really liked the Waltz one.
Yeah, I would encourage you to check that out. And I'm glad that we found a 10 for you this season.
Yeah.
Something that you can love and carry with you, bring into your life, bring into the life of your family. Mm-hmm. Could kind of be like the soundtrack for you. You're making your own little life soundtrack right now.
It's fun and it's enjoyable and it's fun. So I know you have a little enjoyable thing that's happening in your life right now.
Yeah, I do.
So do you want to tell the audience or should I? Should we do a drum roll for it?
No. So I have been for the last several months in the season.
I think it's 8 months.
Exposing a little person
Uh-huh.
to all this music. So I'm going to be having a baby here pretty soon.
I'm so excited.
And I've been teaching him in the womb. He's been
Yes.
listening to all this music, absorbing it, hopefully getting it into his little brain. And so we are planning on having a season 3, but it'll be a little
break.
A little time from now.
Since you're, first time mommy, and I'm excited that my best friend's having a baby. I know you and I have known each other for many years, from our single years, before getting married, being in each other's weddings.
Yeah.
Now seeing each other growing in our families. I think this is a lot of fun that we get to experience so much life together.
But we're not stopping the show.
Oh, no.
Because I am raising a musical child.
Yes.
And this
I
child...
have lots to learn. And Allison
not
is learning
letting this
more and
stop
more
us.
of why I need more to learn.
Exactly. So, Rachel, I'm glad that you had a good season.
Yeah.
Learning more. And audience, if you want to check out all the music that Rachel has been listening to, or you want to connect with us and make suggestions for season 3.
Yes, that would be so much fun. We love talking to the public.
Yeah, so you can like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter, both at Music She Missed. You can also rate and subscribe us on iTunes, which helps more people follow along with Rachel's journey.
They do.
Additionally, you can follow all the playlists on Spotify by searching for Spotify:/user:/Music She Missed and press the follow button.
Sounds good. Well, thanks so much for season 2, and looking forward to season 3 after our break. And congratulations again on your new addition to your family.
Thank you. Thank you so much for listening.
Thanks so much, and see you next season.
Bye.
Bye.